top of the elephant's child, saying goodbye very politely to the bi-colored python rock snake, helping him coil back up on the rock again, and going walking along the edge of the gray-green, greasy Limpopo River, all set about with fever trees, until he trods upon what he thinks is a log, but is the crocodile.
Good, but we will have to see a crocodile in the ritual part.
Come here, little one. Why do you ask things?
The crocodile lifted his tail out of the mud, and the elephant child stepped back most politely because he did not wish to be spanked again.
Good, but my father has spanked me. My mother has spanked me. That's the reason why I taught Auntie Arctic and I taught Uncle the giraffe, who can kick ever so hard, and yet on my butt of the hippopotamus, and my hairy Uncle the baboon, and including the bi-colored rock snake, with dancing, flashing tail, just up the bank who thinks harder than it is. And so it's quite all the time to do. I do not want to be spanked anymore.
Come here, little one, for I am the crocodile.
You are the very person I've been looking for all these long days. Would you please tell me what you have for dinner?
Come here and I'll whisper.
The elephant's child put his head down close to the crocodile's musky, tusky mouth, and the crocodile caught him by his little nose, which this very week, day, hour, and minutes had been no bigger than a boot, though much more useful.
I think I'll begin with elephant's child.
At this, oh best beloved, the elephant's child was much annoyed, and he said,
Let's go get hiking me.
My young friend, if you do not know now, immediately and instantly pull as hard as you ever can. It is my opinion that your acquaintance in this large pattern very briefly will jerk you into yonder impaved stream before you can say Jeffrey Robinson.
this is the way all bi-colored python rock snakes always talk. Then the elephant child sat back on his little hunches and pulled and pulled and pulled, and his nose began to stretch, and the crocodile floundered in the water, making it all creamy with great sweeps of his tail, and he pulled and pulled and pulled. And the elephant child's nose kept on stretching, and the elephant child spread out his little forelegs and pulled and pulled and pulled. And his nose just kept on stretching, growing longer and longer, and it hurt him hideous.
It's too wet for me.
Then the bi-colored python rock snake came down from the bank, knotted himself in a double-clove hitch around the elephant child's hind legs, and said,
Rash and experienced traveler, you will now seriously devote ourselves to a little hypothetical. Because if we do not, it is my impression that you are longer self-established man of war with the honor plate upper deck will permanently violate your future career.
This is the way all bi-colored python rock snakes always talk. So he pulled, and the elephant's child pulled, and the crocodile pulled. But the elephant's child and the bi-colored python rock snake pulled hardest. At last, the crocodile let go of the elephant's child's nose with a plop that you hear all down the Limpopo River. Then the elephant child sat down most hard and sudden, but first he was careful to say, thank you, to the bi-colored python rock snake. Next, he was kind to his poor cold nose and wrapped it all up in cool banana leaves and hung it in the great gray-green, greasy Limpopo to cool.
What are you doing that for?
Excuse me, but we're going to bury it out of shape, and I'm waiting for it to shrink.
Then you will have to wait a long time. Some people do not know what is good for them.
The elephant's child sat there for 3 days, waiting for his nose to shrink, but it never grew any shorter. And besides, it made him sweaty. For, oh, best beloved, you'll see and understand that the crocodile had pulled it into a really, truly trunk, all the same as all elephants have today.
The end. Audience,